Hello, 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 everybody. Oh, did I go live yet? Okay. It looks like. Oh, okay. Hold on. I can't tell if I'm live or not, people. There's something going on about my technology. Uh, okay. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go on and do the show. It's like because I'm looking at the notes. Um, hmm. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to go with the show. Hi, everybody. But my technology up here is saying I'm not live. So I don't know. I don't really know. Just want to say hi, hi, hi. So sorry about that. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Mary D Talk Show. For those of you that are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you've never been here before, or if you have been here before, welcome back. My name is Mary D Welch, and this is the Mary D Talk Show. We're live every Monday, so you get the bloopers and the good and the bad on the show today. I know, in fact, oh, see, I'm supposed to be on live with Instagram too. I tell you, things got just technology. What can I say? Um, that's why I'm hesitant because I see there's two, but it says remove the destination. I don't know what's going on. It's just saying stuff on here, but I don't know. You may be live. And my husband's. I don't think I was watching live today. So what can I say? We're just gonna keep going. Okay, today, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me say hi to all the new. If you're new, I'm saying hi to you. If you're a replay viewer, I'm saying hi to you. Normally, it's more organized than this, but I'm looking at these notes pop up from other screens and saying I may not be live. So let me see if I can. I can't even see if you're leaving a message. I can't even see that. Does that? What did I tell you? Um, I don't know. Done. Okay. Um, they said I'm about to go to another area. I tell you. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I was going to tell you what we're going to talk about today. Today's show. Oh, I'm looking. Okay, okay. Thank you guys. I'm not. I couldn't even see your messages. I could. I'm telling you. I'm sitting up here going confused. So my apologies. I was going. Can they see? Can they hear? I didn't know what was going on. So anyway, we're gonna start all over again. So hi everybody. I'm seeing you guys don't see what I see, but I was seeing messages, this, and I've never seen how that before. Normally I get on and that's it. That's pretty much it. So, it happens. This is life. Such is life. Let me say that. But thank you for your comments. Thank you, Nanette. Thank you. So Nanette, thank you. Say I am live. Thank you, Nanette. I couldn't even tell. Thank you, Antonio. Nice to see you. Oh, you're so sweet, Antonio. Thank you. And you said, for Maryland? Are you in Maryland now? Okay. You said, oh, Mary. Okay, got it. That's all right. That's all right. Thank you. I'm laughing because I couldn't see anything. So I couldn't tell. So anyway, welcome back to the show. Oh, just a lot been going on since I saw you guys. Like going on, many of you get the emails about Juneteenth, which is really it was big celebrations this past Saturday. We live here in Riverside. There was, oh my gosh, you saw the emails. I think it was 14 or 15 different things going on between now all the way till Wednesday, the 19th of June 19th. And I should tell you guys, June 22nd is my birthday. Yay! So my birthday is this coming Saturday. I'm excited. You know, I'm just thankful to be alive. That's what I am. I'm just thankful. This unfortunately we were at a service, memorial service Saturday for a friend. And I sat there thinking, she was so young. But we have no guarantees. Don't we want guarantees? I want a guarantee, but there are none. There are no guarantees. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. There are none. No matter what we may want, no matter what we may think, there are no guarantees. And Nanette, I'm sorry, you said something. Uh, you said When you hit the thumbs up, it didn't register. Oh, okay. See, I don't know. Something's going on here today. I have to talk to him at the end of today's show. Now, okay. Now it's registering. Okay. It's a thumbs up. I'm telling you, I'm having glitches. But then, as we all know, the technology is not perfect. We all know that, right? It's not perfect. It's not. So it is, as they say, it is what it is. I'm gonna try and see if I can put myself live on Instagram, and I'll put it over here because it's so interesting to watch the Instagram people come on and they like watching it live. Let me see. Hold on. If I put on live, there we go. I'm gonna add a title, the Mary D Talk Show, because it's the Instagram people. I say Instagram people like that's their name, but I'm saying that because I'm not active on Instagram. If you guys haven't already realized that, I lean toward Facebook. I'm one of the Facebook people, but I've got to change my ways, people. I've got to get more active on Insta or the Mary D Talk Show. I'm sorry. Let me put this in here, and then I'm gonna put Instagram up so they can see the show too. When I do shows, when it's just me, I can have Instagram on. When I do shows and it's not just me, hold on, here we go. Let me see if I can have it. Here we go, and I can put it up here. Oh, there we go. Okay, Instagram, you're on live, and so what happened? Did I disappear? There we go. I hit something. I don't know what it was. Now it's registry. Okay. I tell you guys, trying to do stuff, trying to do more than one thing. So I know Instagram is on there, and they're waving. Hi, Insta. It's good to see you guys. I don't have the what you call it that holds it up. So it's now, what's happening? I'm glitching. Oh, you guys, I'm telling you, today I haven't had a day like this in so long. But I got one now. I got a glitching day. You right know what a glitching day is? It's when your systems are jumping around. I'm just telling you guys now, this is glitching. And it may just go all the way out. So I'm telling you, those of you that are online, it's glitching. And that means it's bouncing around and doing all kinds of stuff. So it's probably going to go all the way out. That's all I can tell you. If it does, I'm trying to see if I can do something first here. Okay, let me see. Oh, okay. I think that stopped it for a minute. So you guys, I know you guys can still see me. So anyway, Insta, hi Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or X. Okay. I'm just like, wow. Anyway, what are we talking about today? Let me tell you. Today, we're talking about Juneteenth. That's what we're talking about. And the reason you may say, why? Oh, you want to be in the video, Nanette? Okay, how do I do that? Nanette, you said, give. Okay, there we go, Nanette. I'm learning. You guys don't even, I'm learning as I go. You can be in the video, Nanette. I don't know. I said yes. I don't know what else I need to say. Okay. There we go. Okay. So we're going to talk about, let me tell you what I did. You're welcome. You're welcome. I wanted to talk to you about Juneteenth. That was one. And I just mentioned to you about my birthday Saturday. That's the other thing. I'm working on some things I want to share with you guys too. What can I tell you? Just it's just little projects. That's what I call them. They're projects. One project is the subscription. I spoke with you guys about it, I think. I spoke with you about the subscription. And that was one. I haven't gone into that. That's where I'm still working on that. And it's called the Mary D. Welch Family. That's what the subscription is called. And you'll be able to sign up and you get Um, if you were interested in booking a cruise, those who want to go on a cruise, those of you that want to go book airfare, hotels, car rentals, excuse me, Airbnbs. I think it's Airbnbs on there. I know it's houses. Um, you can get your visas through that website. Those of you going to different countries, and you can get your passport too. I know I just sent out information about passports, all that in the same website. But those of you looking to go in other countries that have visas, you need to get those before you leave the United States. Well, you can't leave the United States without them. Let me just say that. Your passport and your visa, if you're going to another country, you got to have both of those. So, thank you. That's true. They just came on and said they like it. Thank you. Thank you. So those are that's what's going to be on the membership on Mary D. Welch's family, and you'll be able to get that. We're working on it. The goal is to launch it on my birthday. That's what we're working out the kinks now, so you can launch it on my birthday. You can sign up for either monthly or annually. And those of you that sign up annually, you get 2 months free. Yes, so that's coming out. And I will be sending more and more emails, so it'll be launching on Saturday. That's the goal, that it launches on my birthday on Saturday. That's coming. Other things that are coming, I want to work on having those of you that are interested in writing a book. I haven't done that. I haven't had my the academy this year is going to be opening up in, I think it's August or September. So you'll be able to come, those who are interested in writing a book. So it's a lot of fun stuff coming. It's just like, wow. I'm happy for all of it, because it's things I get to enjoy with all of you. So I just want to tell you that. So those are things coming. As many of you know, I have another book coming. When I Was on the Moon, that book is coming out. So it's just a lot of stuff that all you have to do is you're connected. If you're connected through the email list, the email, if you're not, you can send me an email to mary@marydwelch.com, Mary, M-A-R-Y, at marydwelch.com, and say you like to have your name added to the email list, and they'll be added. Just send an email and it'll be added. The number to call me, if anybody like to call me, I've always given this number out. Let me put this out. Let me cancel this and go back to StreamYard. Here we go. Okay. Now this is saying I need to go live, but I'm live already. So something got messed up here. Let me tell you that. I can't put anything in there. Let me think. I don't think I can. Oh, maybe I can. I'm gonna put my number. You can always call this number. It's more of a message number. But you leave me a message, I will call you back. And let me put that in for you. This is the office, which is area code 619-669-8603. 619, I'm gonna put that up there for you. There we go. Hold on. Okay, the office. There it is. 619-669-8603. So those of you on Insta, that's the number to reach me at, area code 619-669-8603. And thank you. I see Nanette on Instagram, and I see Linton. I don't know Linton. Hi, Linton. And I see Lindsay. Welcome to all of you on Insta, and welcome to all of you that are on all the other social medias. So now we're going to get started. So welcome each and every one of you. I wanted to go over, as I said before, the history of Juneteenth. Some of you may know the history. And then I actually listened in, and a gentleman was talking, it was on PBS, and that we don't have the history correct. He said that. He said, we don't have the correct history. We know what we know because that's what we were told. And pretty much that's how we, that's what we tend to go by. But he actually mentioned that the history is incorrect. Let me tell you what the correction is, and I'll go into what it says. He said that in the Emancipation Proclamation, the reason Abraham Lincoln, who was the president at that time, what he said was that the enslaved people, if you are in a Confederate state, which means the Confederacy had left the United States, so we're no longer the United States. We have a union and and a confederacy. So the Confederate States, with Southern states, had left. And what his proclamation said is that if you are in any of those states that left the Union, then the slaves in those states were free. What it did not say is that the slaves in the Union states were free. So, see, I never knew all this. So I learned something new too. And I thought about that. And he said, so really what you did, you had slaves, you had people, enslaved people free in slave states and enslaved in Union states, which I never knew. So I learned something. So that was very interesting. It was very intriguing. So that's telling you that we don't always get the full picture. And who does really? But that was very interesting to me. Remember, I'm a retired history teacher. This is what I did was history. So I'm always intrigued by history. But history is, what is it? The 2 words, his story. Think about that. It is his story. So you write the story, you get to write history. You get to write it. So that's what's important about that. Okay. So next here we go. No, okay. So this is the phone number. Like I said before, to call me. But I'm going to read some things to you. I wanted to make sure I went over that with you before I got into why Juneteenth. Why do we celebrate Juneteenth in the first place? Look, that's where I'm going to actually go over some things with you. I wanted to hold on. Let me see. And make this. And I'm doing some things to make it easier for me to read, in essence, truthfully, so that when I read it, okay. Oliver, something happened with the system, start glitching.
I thought I'd see you didn't use a laptop.
I know I didn't realize it, but it started glitching, so I won't forget again. So I was just in a rush, I think. So okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Quick, the question says, or the question is, let me move you guys. I'm moving my phone, Instagram. So I'll move you guys over here this side. Okay. Now, it says, Insta. Almost lost you guys. Sorry about that. I don't have my stick. That's why. I'm sorry, Instagram. Okay. It says, what is the difference between the Emancipation Proclamation and Juneteenth? That's the question. Okay. Just as Juneteenth originally celebrated freedom in Texas, Emancipation Day specifically marks the day when President Lincoln freed some 3,000 enslaved people in Washington, D.C. A full 8 months before the Emancipation Proclamation, and nearly 3 years, think about this, before the enslaved people in Texas would be free. So that's why. If ever that kind of helps you answer that question. Why is Juneteenth not called Emancipation Day? Why is it not called that? Juneteenth is a holiday commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. It is also called Emancipation Day or Juneteenth Independence Day. The name Juneteenth refers to the date of the holiday, combining the words June and 19th, June 19th of 2020. So that's why it's called Juneteenth. So it'll be June 19th. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, that is my sister's birthday. My sister right behind me. I have a sister she's born on June 19th. I'm born on June 22nd. From June 19th to June 22nd, we're the same age. And then my birthday happens. Where for those days, I think it's like 3 days in between, we are the exact same age for 3 days. Just a bit of information. So, what was the original reason for Juneteenth? Okay. On June 19th of 1865, nearly 2 years after President Abraham Lincoln emancipated enslaved Africans in America, Union troops arrived in Galveston Bay, Texas, with news of freedom. More than 250,000 African Americans embraced freedom by executive decree in what became known as Juneteenth or Freedom Day. So I'm gonna go back and see if you guys have any questions real quick. You do. I don't know. Hold on. Okay. Oh, I just see. Hi, cousin. That's my cousin here. And she actually lives in Maryland. She lives in Maryland. Hi, cousin. How are you? She says, nice addition. Or hope to have this. Okay. You know, I'm telling you, Nanette, when I heard it, I was like, wow. That's all I could say because it's true. I knew instantly. Think about this. I know that I knew the history, but never made the connection. I did know he freed the slaves in the slave states. I forgot to recognize he did not do the same thing in the Union states. Isn't that something? I mean, as we do know, he did do it, but the point is, it didn't come to my mind. There was only the Confederacy, and the reason is, many of you probably already know this, but it was to weaken them, because as long as there were people in the fields working, and they didn't have to pay anybody any money, the soldiers could fight. They could fight. But when you take away that labor, now who's going to work those fields? That's a whole new slant on things. And they knew they had to go home and farm. They had to eat. When the war ended, they had to keep going. So that had a lot to do with it. Okay. I just want to throw this little bit of, like they say, this tad in here to let people know there really is. I mean, I had a really good history teacher, and that's what I think was no doubt. That's why I like history. And that's why when I tell people, when I ask them, do you like history? And they say no. And I don't even hesitate. I said, because you had a terrible history teacher. That's why. And they're like, I sure did. I said, I already know. Because the only way you're going to like it is that you have someone else that likes it. That's it. That is it. And when they like it, they bring it to you in a different way. You know, that's what history teachers do. My history teacher used to dress up and do stuff like that. He enjoyed being a history teacher. And he wasn't boring. But everybody's not like that. So I just happened to be blessed with a good history teacher. And so I became a history teacher. So if that's something that you like, there's definitely room for you in teaching history. I can tell you that for sure. Okay. Somebody just said, they sent me a message. They became their career as a young prosecutor. Was that you, Nanette? Was that you, the young prosecutor? Okay. Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Monique. Known as Monique. Hi, Lindsay. Thank you for joining. So we're going to get back to on Juneteenth, because this is something I think we celebrate without even really knowing why. Without even, you know what I mean? Some people celebrate because they don't have to go to work. This is what I would like to see. Well, first let me finish this, and then I'm going to tell you what I personally would love to see Juneteenth mean to the African American community. This is what I would love to see. I don't know. I don't have anything against celebrating, but I think there needs to be a goal at the end of the celebration. Like you celebrate, and one of your family members on Juneteenth of every year, you make this a promise to the family. So you have 12 months to come to the Juneteenth, but on Juneteenth of every year, one family member becomes a homeowner. Think about that. On Juneteenth, make this a goal of every year, one family member buys a home, and you guys can help them buy it, or you can contribute to buying it, whatever, or help them get their finances together, whatever it is. But that if we as a people make that what we celebrate and become homeowners, just imagine what that would do. Just imagine how many people would become homeowners if they knew on June 19th of every year, Now, I'm not saying everybody become a home. Everybody doesn't want to own a home. But those that do, we make it possible that that one of our family can buy a house. To me, that's a good goal. That's a good goal. I don't know if we can do that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying we can't. I'm just saying it's going to take. That's me talking. I need to put that out on that email system, huh? Let's make Juneteenth, make that a reality. That someone in your family every Juneteenth becomes a homeowner. I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Okay. Anyway, let me keep going. Okay. It became known as Juneteenth or Freedom Day. And then next I put Juneteenth, explore Juneteenth's history, the meaning, and continuing celebrations today. And you guys can't really see all this because I just put all my notes together. But, and I don't think I can pull it up on StreamYard. But anyway, Juneteenth commemorates General Order Number 3. If that's the order, General Order Number 3, which was issued by Major General Gordon Granger, who arrived in Galveston, Texas on June 19th of 1865. The issuing of this order and the arrival of federal troops in Galveston effectively ended the Civil War and emancipated those confined to a life of slavery. Specifically, Granger made the following declaration in General Order Number 3. This is what he said. And this is quote unquote. So quotes. The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with proclamation from the executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between employer and hired labor. Think about what just happened. What is that saying? The pen is mightier than the sword. This is a good example of that. With the stroke of a pen, this happened. Stroke of a pen. Now, keep in mind, the people in Texas, it wasn't that they didn't know. They knew. They just didn't tell enslaved people about it. So for 2.5 years, people worked as slaves and they did not have to, but they didn't know. They had to bring in the federal troops. That's really what happened. They had to bring in federal troops to make sure that people were free. That's the reality. Galveston Tri-Weekly News, which printed General Order Number 3 on June 20th of 1865, the day after it was issued. Texas Newspaper Collection. On January 1 of 1863, President Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation declared that all persons held as slaves within the rebellious states are, and hereforward shall be free. Because the Southern Confederacy viewed themselves as an independent nation, the Emancipation Proclamation did not immediately free all of the enslaved population because the rebel governments would not enforce Lincoln's proclamation. Texas became a stronghold of Confederate influence in the later years of the Civil War as a slave-holding population refuged their slave property by migrating to Texas. Consequently, more than 50,000 enslaved individuals were relocated to Texas, effectively prolonging slavery in a region far from the Civil War's bloodshed and out of reach of freedom. The United States Army. Only after the Union Army forced the surrender of Confederate General Edmund Kirby Smith at Galveston on June 2nd of 1865, with the emancipation of slaves in Texas be addressed and freedom granted. On June 19th, 250,000 enslaved people were freed. Now, is this the same thing? Okay, now, the issuing of General Order Number 3. On June 19th of 1865, hold on, before I go to this, let me see if anybody have any comments. Okay. Oh, hi, Elaine. Good to see you, Elaine. Elaine's. I wanted to go to the meeting, Elaine, but I knew I couldn't. I couldn't do both today, but I'm gonna try. Blessings. I love your ideas. What a dynamic. Oh, do you? Thank you, Elaine. Think about that, Elaine. One. Not everybody in the family, but just one. Every June 19th, a family buys a home. That's it. Do you know what that could do? You know how that would affect. Number one, it gives us a goal. It gives us a goal that on June 19th, this is the day, this to celebrate. In celebration, I know we do all these celebrations, don't get me wrong, but that we will focus on one family member purchasing a property. I think that's doable. What do you think? I think that's doable. That's what I think it is. And this says, what does it say? Marriage playbook. Okay. Oh, that's right. Too many landholders. Yeah, we can do this. And Elaine, I've been thinking about, can you tell I've been thinking about this? I truly have. I've been thinking about this. And I was telling Oliver about it. And I said, Oliver, I wonder, and then I thought about, I guess it just has to be an idea. So I'm going to put a flyer effective. This is Mary D. Welch's and effective June 19th, that there is a goal of those that want it. I don't want to, because we know everybody doesn't want it. Let me tell you how I know. My aunt, I used to tease her, and I asked her one day about owning a home, and she said, no, I don't want that. I'll never forget her saying that to me. I said, why? She said, because I don't want to cut any grass, and if something go wrong, I can call the landlord. And I thought, but Auntie, you get to, I didn't think I even told her, I said, you get to write things off on your taxes when you own. And she said, no. So I do know, let me say this, because I have it in my family. Unfortunately, that aunt has passed on. But the point is, somebody does. Everybody doesn't. Let me say this. Everybody doesn't want that. But I promise you, there's somebody who does. Because California, the guy to where, my goodness, what it just costs to buy is, I don't want to say it's outrageous. It's outrageous. Let me just say it is. It is. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. It can't happen. It can happen. Let me tell you that now. So, in Marriage Playbook, oh, this is Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Hi. I've been calling you, girl. Anyway, but I'm saying this to say, ladies and gentlemen, it can be done. This is doable. Now let's just be devil's advocate here about I'm definitely changing topics, but anyway, let's say it doesn't happen. Okay, the next June 19th, June 2025. But what if you make it every 2 years? That's 24 months. 24 months that somebody in the family, and I'm gonna say that because in our family, we do our family reunion every 2 years. Because it takes 2 years to get ready for the next one. So every 2 years, let's say, because I know 1 year can be pushing it. Honestly, let's be honest. Years ago, when me and my late husband looked to buy a house, it took us 3 years. We looked for 3 years. Think about this, 3 years. We went out. We didn't go out every weekend, but we went out easily every other weekend looking at properties for 3 years. So I'm here to tell you, it is not an easy thing. I don't want to sound like that, but I will tell you this. If you don't focus on it, it cannot happen. You have to focus. And do I know it? You got to focus. You got to make that the focus. If that's what you want, then I can't stress this enough. If it's not what you want, that's fine. Like I said, I have an aunt that told me it wasn't what she wanted. But at the same time, it was what I wanted. So I really was trying to make sure that no matter what, I wanted to be a homeowner. That was important to me. And it was important to my family. And it is doable. Thank you. I didn't put that up there. Hold on. I'm putting these marriage proposals that she loves this. And this is Sharon. I tell you, Sharon, it's good to see you. Oh, you want this? Okay. This is, I'm telling you, I'm going to put this out there. Remember, the email list now, when I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it number one, it goes all over the country. That's a fact. It definitely does. But number two, what does it say at the top of all the emails? Please share. I wish I could see how far you guys share it. I know one thing I do know, I'm getting the feedback. You are sharing it. You are definitely sharing it. So that goes without saying. I mean, I literally get comments from New York. It's not unusual to get stuff back from New York. New Yorkers are, they Johnny on the spot people. That's what I call. But I get Miami, Atlanta, Chicago, St. Louis, San Francisco, all around the country. These emails go. So my point is this can happen. And I'm not, I'm like I said, even every other year, it's fine. I don't want people to feel like, oh, I got to do this in a year. No, and truthfully, a year is probably too short, if I be honest. But I'm saying you should be working with someone to make this a reality. Don't try and do it by yourself. Get with a mortgage lender, and they'll tell you how to get your credit straight so you can borrow the money, so you can have the down payment. There are programs that will give you the down payment if you're a first-time home buyer. I'm telling you. There's ways if you want it. And let me tell you what it is. They said that is the fastest way to build wealth in our country is home ownership. Think about what I'm saying. The fastest way is home ownership, owning a home. So, and what I like, truthfully, this is my liking. When I was in an apartment, I could not paint the walls any color. That's out. They're like, no, only color you can paint is white. Now I may have wanted it to be another color, but they said no, because it wasn't my property. I couldn't do whatever I wanted to do with it because I didn't own it. But I'm saying that, and when you own it, I could have painted them blue, black. Who cares? You own it. Those kind of things. If you have a yard, some may not. It may have a yard, may not have a yard. If you have one, you can grow vegetables. You can go if that's what you want to do. It's whatever you want to do. There is no limits. Whereas when I was in my apartment, I couldn't grow any vegetables. So I didn't have that was out. I have to go to a area that had that place to grow them or something like that. But there were certain things you cannot do in there, and that's as I said before, you don't own that property. So I'm gonna put that as maybe somebody will catch on to that and make June 19th that day that we work and have. Not everybody's going to want to do it. Let me just say that now. They're not. I'm saying that just so everybody's know. I totally get that. Everybody's not going to want to do it. But somebody's going to want to do it. If we make that, like Sharon mentioned, intentional as a group. I don't know how you guys feel about that Insta. You like that? It's the Instagram people. Now I got to get back to the Juneteenth because I don't want to leave you guys hanging, and I didn't finish this. Okay. It says the issuing of General Order Number 3 on June 19th of 1865 marked an official date of emancipation for the enslaved population. Nonetheless, those affected faced numerous barriers to their freedoms. General Order Number 3 stipulated that former slaves remained at their present homes, were barred from joining the military, and would not be supported in idleness. Essentially, the formerly enslaved were granted nothing beyond the title of emancipation. The official end of slavery in the United States came with the ratification of the 13th Amendment in 1865. After becoming emancipated, many former slaves left Texas in great numbers. Most members of this exodus had the goal of reuniting with lost family members and paving a path to success in post-bellum America. The widespread migration of former slaves after June 19th became known as the scatter. I don't know if you guys knew that. I didn't know it was called the scatter, but Something new. On June 17th of 2021, President Biden signed the 19th National Independence Day Act, which officially made Juneteenth a federal holiday. This holiday is the first holiday to be approved since President Ronald Reagan signed a 1983 bill that approved Martin Luther King Jr. Day as a federal holiday. Juneteenth is also recognized as Freedom Day, Jubilee Day, Celebration Day, Second Independence Day, and Emancipation Day. Juneteenth celebrations often include public readings of the Emancipation Proclamation, singing traditional songs, and reading of works by noted African American writers. Celebrations also take the form of rodeos, street fairs, cookouts, family reunions, park parties, historical enactments, and Miss Juneteenth contests. And that was all. So keep that in mind. I will be sending out a flyer to all that may be interested in. How can we make it so that, well, I bring know how. It's just organizing people. And if people are interested in signing up for committing to one family member, and that means that this is what I find, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm seeing in African American family. Okay, you may get a house, but you don't tell anybody else how you got it. Does that make sense? And I'm guilty of this too, by the way. It's not just you guilty of it. If anybody, if this is resonating with anybody, understand it's not just you. It wasn't like we went out and told people, okay, this is how we got a house. We didn't do that. We didn't go back to our family and even express to them how it happened. Now that I think about it, I don't think we ever said anything about it at all. So the point is, we're not sharing this information. How much is a down payment? What is that? What is a down payment? If you've never bought a house, why would you know what that is? But you know, when you rent, you have to pay, you have to put so much down, and then, you know, that is pretty, and kind of like in the same category. You do have to make, except that when you do your down payment for your property, for the house, that amount is going to go toward, it sits in, it could be sitting in escrow, or mean that they're holding it for you, all these different things. But even the terminology escrow, I didn't know what that was. When we were buying, I didn't know anything. I didn't know, it wasn't at that time, my late husband, he knew he had already been through, he had owned 3 homes before. I didn't know what he was even talking about. He said the word escrow and it just went right over my head. I'm like, what is that? I didn't know what that was. So I'm saying that because if I felt like that then, I know there's people feel like that now, that, you know, we need to know the terminology, just that alone, because people will say things and you don't want to look stupid, so you don't ask. But the truth is, you can't look stupid. You got to ask. What do these terms mean? What is an interest? Well, we know interest rates because anybody know credit cards, you know interest rates. What does that mean? You're paying interest. What does that, you have to pay, you have to have insurance with your property. What do all these things mean? And I'm not a mortgage lender, in case you're wondering. I'm not a mortgage lender. I'm not even a real estate broker. I'm not a real estate agent. I'm none of those things. And I'm saying that because what I'm seeing with my own 2 eyes, I'm seeing fewer and fewer African Americans becoming homeowners. I'm not seeing more, I'm seeing less. And I know when I was growing up, there were so many people like running to buy homes and rushing to get a home. And I know I'm sharing that, but I've not seen that. I don't see that rush that I saw then. I don't see that today. And how can we increase that is what I'm saying. It is going to take discipline because you're going to have to save up money. I see Marriage Playbook saying, yes, ma'am. And he said, you shared a powerful story about buying. It's true. But, you know, like 3 years, think about that. I didn't know it was going to take 3 years. We were renting. I'm going to give you guys, as they say, the whole story. We were renting. We were paying, and this is how long ago it's been, just so you know, a long time ago, the rent was $650 a month. I'm just going to break it down to you guys so you know what I'm talking about. $650 a month. When we purchased our home, our mortgage was $1,500 a month. It took me 3 checks to write that out. 3. Think about this. I didn't even know how to write $1,000 on a check. I was like, what? $1,000? I had to write it out three different times because I kept getting it wrong. I kept thinking, wow, because we basically almost tripled what we had been paying. So think about what faith that had to be. We went from paying $650 to $1,500. It was over $1,500. It's almost $1,600. Like $1,575 a month. I still remember all this. Now I'm gonna tell you the other part of that story. I don't know if I shared the story with you guys. These are my stories. My mother called me the day we're signing the papers, to buy the house. We have 3 kids. No, I'm sorry, we had 2 kids. We had Peyton with the oldest son, Peyton, and the middle one, Bradley. I was pregnant with Justin, the baby boy. Anyway, we're getting ready to go. Now, this is before cell phones, so that's how long it goes. We're getting ready to go, and my mother calls me on the phone that morning, and she said, Mary, don't sign those papers. Think about this. It's all true. I'm on the phone, and I'm thinking, I'm signing the papers. And let me tell you how bad it was. Like, this sounds crazy. Sounds crazy. We didn't know I was going to pay the first payment. I'm not lying to you. We didn't. So my mother said, don't sign the papers. Don't think I didn't hear her. I heard her. I heard her crystal clear. But one thing I said to her that day, this is probably one of the few times I ever disagreed with her. But I disagreed with her on that day. I said, Mama, if I don't sign the papers, I'm going to be mad. And she said, what? I said, because somebody else can be living in my house. She said, but how are you going to sleep at night if you do sign them? I said, I'm not worried about that. Because I would rather work for something I want than work for something I don't want. She got quiet. I got quiet. We went on over to the house. I don't know why this is going in and out on the screen, but anyway, I was taking care of her in Mississippi. And it was just one morning, and me and her were talking, but she was just sitting up in the bed, and she turned to me, and this is her way of apologizing. She said, Mary, I'm so glad you didn't listen to me. Now, this is 30 years later. She said, I'm so glad you did not listen to me. And I turned to her there and I said, Mom, I knew you were speaking from the house you bought. My parents paid $17,500 for a 3-bedroom home in San Diego, California in 1965. Yeah, somewhere along that line. $17,000. But what I told her the day she called me was, Mom, if they had houses for $17,000 anymore, we would get one. But they don't. And for me to listen to you, you're asking me to wait on something that may or may not ever happen again. And this is where I didn't tell you guys about this story. Right after we signed, it's all true, we made one payment. One payment. My late husband's kidneys failed. They took him off his job. Well, he had to be hospitalized. And they took me off my job because I had edema. I had blown up, so my legs were so big from being pregnant with our youngest son. They took me off my job. We're in the house, living in the house, losing it as we moved in the house, losing it. So I'm here to tell you, it doesn't always have to be perfect. But we were in it. We were in it and we were losing it at the same time. We did end up being able to save it out of foreclosure, the whole 9, all that fun stuff that scares you half to death. People knocking at the door, calling you on the phone, telling you to get out of it. We've lived it. I'm sharing this with you because people think you don't understand things going wrong and things. If anything, I do. Life is not always nice and cut and cute and all those. It's not. It's just not. I wish I could say it was. At least I'm gonna speak for mine hasn't been like that. I'll speak for me. But I can also tell you this or share this with you. I'm probably gonna start crying. If I did not know the Lord, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where I would be. That is the truth. If I did not know to pray, I don't know where we would be. And a lot of times I would say truth too. Give it to God, and you almost really have to give it to God and trust and believe, not go back and get it. And some of you may not know what I'm talking about, but how many times do you say you gave it to God and then you get back in there and start doing stuff again? That kind of, I know I'm guilty of that too. So I'm saying to you many times, in the situation I'm just telling you about, and I'm laughing about it now, but it wasn't funny when it was happening. I'm gonna tell you that now. Oh, it froze a moment. Okay, sorry about that. And it says, okay, wow, Nanette, I'm telling you, that is a legacy. You guys see what she wrote? She lives in a family home, which means it's paid for, I'm sure. She inherited the family home is paid for. Her brother will pass it on to, you and your brother inherited, and you'll pass it on to your daughter at your death. A paid for property. That's what I'm talking about. But think about it, Nanette. What if your grandparents had been renters? They couldn't pass that on to you. Think about that. What if they did not make a decision to purchase? That's why we talk about wealth, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we can talk about that. Oh, I froze on YouTube. I know I saw it do some kind of glitching. I don't know what that was. That's what I was telling me was glitching. This is real. Yes, this is real. Are you kidding me? I'm telling you guys. They say this is the truth. I've lived this. This is not something I'm gonna tell you guys. I can tell you guys. These are stuff. I'm not saying this story. These are the real deal. And I didn't finish too. Let me tell you some other. I have a few more minutes. We're in the house. Let me tell you this part of the story. We are living in the property. In the house. We are so broke. When I tell you broke, ladies and gentlemen, we did not have the money to put gas. We had taken everything we had to purchase, literally everything. We had emptied all of our accounts. There was no money. There was none left. That was it. We were in the property. We had to decide how we were going to make it to another payday. So that he would go to work on Monday, I would go to work on Tuesday. He would go to work on Wednesday, I would go to work on Thursday. It was like that because we only had gas to give one of us. Think about this. It's all true. One of us to work in one car, one vehicle. Sacrificing. The Saturday before we were supposed to do this, I went to get the mail. And I'm standing at our mailbox, got the mail, and I opened the mail, and guess what's in there? A check for $500. They gave us our deposit back. I screamed so loud because we had nothing. We had nothing. And I screamed and went down at the mailbox and went down on my knees thanking God at the mailbox. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I never would. It was not something we were expecting. So I'm saying that to say, you just don't know what God has in store. You just don't know. There's no way to know. That's the best way I can say it. There's no way to know. So here it is in the property. Because remember, sometimes, I don't know if it's still like this. This was like this years ago. Depending on when you close, you may not have a payment. Was your parents home? Okay. Wow. I love it. But think about this. Let me say this. You said this is real. Amen. Yeah, because like I said, if they hadn't purchased, let's say they were nothing against. I don't want to sound negative. People think I'm trying to say something negative. If you live in an apartment, you cannot leave that to another generation. You can't do it. That's why I'm saying this as something that we can make this a national thing. Because one thing we know, you can leave property. Now, this is the other thing about that. People tend to sell it. Everybody doesn't recognize the value of it because they want the money out of it. But just having a paid for property is huge. That's a gift in itself. Let me just be honest with you. And Elaine, you said we all wouldn't have been able to make it without him. Oh, that's the whole. Don't even go there, Elaine. I don't know where I would be. I'm telling you, ladies, gentlemen, all the things I'm telling you, even the part about my mom saying don't buy it and everything. God was in that, and my mother was in ministry, by the way. I don't think she was then. Actually, she wasn't a minister then, but I knew she was a woman of God. But when she told me the day she told me that in her bedroom, she was in the ministry then. But it was so I knew she didn't have to even tell me what she was talking about. I knew what she was talking about. I knew. She didn't have to say nothing. She didn't do that. That was her way of saying, I'm sorry. And then really, which I knew then, I was an adult. I had to do what was right for me. It wasn't a matter of what was right for her. You're talking now, I have a husband and kids and everything else. Now you better think for yourself. Because she knew then as time went on in life, she said, she hadn't told me that until then, but she did say it. But I looked back and she knew she wasn't going to survive it. And she was very ill. And she passed away probably about 2 months after that. It wasn't long. And I looked back. So she knew she didn't have long to say it, but she made sure she said it because it was like, I need you to know, I'm just glad you didn't listen to me. But I told her too, I heard her. I heard every word she said. Remember, we had only made one payment, then we started losing it. Here it is in the house, made one payment, and then neither one of us could work. We were both off work for like 2 months. And I'm gonna speak for our family. We was living paycheck to paycheck for sure. With two kids in daycare. And these are 2 working adults, but it was still expensive. But I'm saying all that to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, I would never say not to take that chance. I would never say that. Even though we went through, the house went into foreclosure, we could have lost it. We didn't, but at the same time, we could have. But I would tell you, I'm sitting up here running out of time and talking. That's my story. So I'm going to send a flyer out and let that be a Juneteenth and see how I don't know if that'll catch on. Maybe it will. I don't know. But I love you all. Thank you for spending time with me today. So we're going to start something new and make it so, let's say every 24 months. I'm going to say at least 2 years because you have to save money. You have to plan. You have to it doesn't happen overnight, but it can happen. And then that's just like when Nanette said her parents left a home to her and her brother. That's a blessing. You still have it, if you ask me, that you guys haven't fought over it and have to sell it and all those things. So I'm so happy for you, Nanette. God bless you. All of you. Love you. See you on Monday. Bye-bye, everybody. Oh, I'm sorry, Instagram. You're still on? Oh, I didn't see it come up. I think it ended it. It looks like I'm still live. I'm not sure.